Welcome to another episode of Wrestling with Our Family. This is episode 2, where we are following up with WrestleMania Night 2 and everything that happened after. What did you guys think of WrestleMania Night 2? Eli?
Better than Night 1, for sure.
What did you like?
The ladder match and the main event.
What about you?
I prefer WrestleMania Night 2. I love the ladder match. I love the main event. I basically agree with Eli, and I love Trick, so.
What did you think? Who did you think was the highlight of the ladder match?
Probably Javos, for sure.
For Raw and 102.
That OG cutter from the ladder onto Rusev was wild.
Why was Rusev in the match? Like this continually. Like you got the luchadors, you got Javon, the bounce one, you got JD McDonough, who basically could push himself to that point.
What is
and then
Rusev? The bobblehead.
He took a Mexican destroyer on a ladder and did a Spanish fly off of one.
The thing that I think I liked the most about the ladder match, outside of Javon being a highlight reel, was Rey Mysterio getting his OG entrance with the Deadpool gear.
Style. Like,
what did you think, Ref?
Well, first of all, the Rhea match was good with Jade. I'm glad she got the belt.
I like the white gear too.
I like the white gear
from the black.
So much.
That was awesome. I love the ladder match. That was great. Bouncy. Always bouncing around. That was awesome and fun.
Bouncing.
Roman and CM Punk. That was storytelling. It just was wonderful from the beginning. It was slow, but then it progressively got better and better and better. It was good.
The ladder match or the Roman Punk?
The Roman. Like I said, it started slow.
Yeah, the pace.
It just got better.
Until the really good stuff. Those entrances were dope too. Like the Roman's entrance, the Punk's entrance from the top of the stadium. Like I thought the entrances were boss.
Well done.
They brought Roman's old music back. And all I can say is, thank God.
Because I don't even know what that other one. I did not like the other one. I preferred his old.
I mean, we still used it. I think on Raw when he came out. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna bounce back between old Tribal Chief music and new Tribal Chief music.
Still Tribal Chief.
Well, I think the Tribal Chief music should be used.
No.
The new one was good. Like it kind of like fitted more into like the solo storyline when he had the Oofalafa thing.
Yeah.
I don't want an Oofalafa.
Yeah. We keep on saying Oofalafa. It just sounds like Oofaloofa. We're just saying it Lufa.
A loofah. For sure.
All right, so
Hey, what was I gonna say?
I don't know, but I'm gonna jump over because I wasn't done. Okay.
The ref is going.
I definitely mad respect for Brock Lesnar, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Never been a really big fan of Brock Lesnar. But
That wasn't being his last retirement match.
he put his shoes and his
Putting Oba over.
that was mad respect. I think that's it. Don't come back. Because then you come back, you're gonna ruin it. Like right there, that's your momentum right there.
Like I know that there are people calling for a SummerSlam match for him. I just, if you're gonna just do it to give Gunther the career killer, to put another, retire somebody else, I don't think it's even worth it. The way he went out, you put Oba over. Oba coming out the next night and saying the ruler is he.
I'm getting I know
it was just money.
I know what they're trying to do with Gunther. I know they're trying to call him the career killer, but I'm just getting tired of him killing careers.
Don't even bother.
You can kill John Cena, you kill Goldberg. You can just stop there. AJ was not the necessary cutoff.
Yeah,
that the way Brock Lesnar did it with Oba. Now this guy is 48 years old.
Does not
look 48. Is in great shape. He put his shoes and his gloves down, but guess what? He is not what is he again? He's someone that comes randomly. What is it called again?
Part-timer?
Not a part-timer. He's a free agent. He's a free agent. So okay. Not part-time. Guess what? He can pop up in another 2 years, and then he can do the whole Gunther, whatever. But right now, the way he did it,
to come out of retirement match?
Something like that. I just don't think that he needs to come back and just ruin this. The way it was done. I mean, Paul Heyman was crying. He had boogers coming out. He was crying.
Understand.
Very specific, and I don't know why you were looking at him now.
Paul helped kind of write that segment and put that whole thing together.
Yeah, there's no point in him
I
like.
wonder why those segments are so good. Think about it. Our favorite pieces of night 2 were Oba being put over by Brock. Paul's a part of that. And then with CM Punk and Roman, the match is so good. Paul's a part of it.
Oh my God, we didn't even talk about Seth.
Oh yeah, the Seth and Gunther match, man, was wild.
That was actually
That was a pretty
For a
good
match
match.
thrown together out of nowhere was
the
probably
worst build.
The worst basically they closed it off with the other guy coming in from Breaker.
Exactly.
And that was the way you do it. Again,
Yeah,
Paul Heyman.
Paul.
It had like the worst build, but like the best setup.
And
in
it was just like, and it was the longest match on night 1 too. Like night 1, like 8 to 10 minutes every other match, but that match went like 25 minutes, and it was just.
I get the feeling that Seth Rollins just never wants to have a bad match at WrestleMania.
Outside of him getting hurt, I don't think Seth really has bad matches.
No,
Exactly.
no.
He really doesn't.
Seth
It
So-
doesn't matter if it's like Raw, SmackDown. He always has some kind of good
there
match.
we go. Now we're jumping into Raw. What did you think of Jacob Fatu coming for the Tribal Chiefs?
He's definitely gonna join them though. I see him like because like Solo's just like, come on, you're always open. He's like, nah, I'm gonna stay with them. I just see like that kind of happening.
And the call-ups were pretty. Oh my gosh, NXT is looking empty because like the call-ups.
I mean, you got Ethan, you had
You got
Soul,
Ethan,
you
Joe
had
Hendry,
Joe
Ricky,
Hendry,
Soul,
Ricky,
Fatal Influence.
Blake.
Jumping Miss Rhea, Blake Monroe. It's like every heavy hitter, every main eventer right now from NXT just got called up. So you're leaving Tony D, who's not the Don, who is my favorite iteration of the Don.
Absolutely,
Oh,
mine
from Tony D.
too. Mine too.
And you have a lot of the younger guys. I mean, I will say the Vanity Project. I like those guys.
Yeah, they're funny.
They make me laugh, man.
Yeah,
The
but
Vanity
like
Project.
it doesn't feel like a good storyline without Blake because they're just like
Yeah, it feels like they just got. She just
and
got
giving
with
high
those
school
guys,
jobs and then just like the cheerleader. It's like the Disney Channel kind of high school job, just putting on the
Don't they
cheerleader.
have one more PLE with Blake and Soul for NXT?
I think they're gonna have like their blow up ones.
Yeah, Ricky's gonna be there, so we're still gonna see.
Because we saw Joe kind of put over what's the new guy that we call Oba Light? What's his name?
Keon.
Keanu Carver.
They call him Timu Oba.
That's
No, but you saw
like,
Joe
oh, you took
put
Oba
over
and
before leaving.
went. You took Oba and just yeah, that's his name.
So it's been like an
Right.
NXT invasion almost. What's up?
Off topic, but I think that Paul Heyman, if you're watching this, you can agree with me when I say someone get Brock Lesnar a Hall of Fame ring.
Agree.
I think next year Brock Lesnar going. I think
Absolutely.
you're definitely seeing him going. What did you think of?
Brock Lesnar in a suit? Question.
True.
What did you think of Soul's injury at the end of NXT Revenge?
That was painful.
Those was in the head. That
See, if I would have been there, I would have been like, "Can I go over there and help her?" Because no, that was painful. It wasn't even enjoyable. Like it was just hard to see.
I drove all the way over there just to like help her up.
Yeah, it was rough. That one was rough because you worried, number one, about concussion
The human
protocol,
being.
the human being behind it, but you saw like her head hit that.
She couldn't
second
even get up.
table.
Sometimes there's even people
Can you
that
imagine
like
that headache
need
that you have walking
like,
out? Like, oh, so rough.
This
This should be an encore.
That was definitely ambulance driven. Like they came and got her.
What did you guys think of SmackDown, the Sami Zayn doing the gingerbread, turning full heel,
That was
and then
awesome.
him tricked with the
that
clothes
That was
button?
awesome.
Oh, that was funny. By the way, let's get little yachty out of here.
He keeps ruining my favorite entrance
Well,
in wrestling right now.
And look, when the spin thing though, when they were both on the spin thing though, it looked cool.
The
And then he goes, what? And I'm like,
It just,
automatically.
for me, it takes
like, whoa, that drink.
factor away. You know, kind of like the beef factor. Though.
he don't need to speak. He could just
We don't know.
Duh.
And what do you guys think of the Paige returning? Like you guys all think. What do you think of Paige?
Oh, she has to win me.
There's history there.
I know that. But
Well, there's you can clearly see that there's history there, but like we still don't know who she is. And I see Nikki Bella like I feel like she's just coming off as looking like great job. I'm so proud of my sister, but she's also just like
Do you think she's gonna
Paige.
little feature when her
Yes.
ankle's better?
because Paige is just like, she just comes out of nowhere, making her debut after I forgot how many years. And then she's just like, oh, now she's back and she has the title with my sister, which I worked for it, not her.
Right. What I loved most outside, and then, the NXT call-ups were really great. What did you think of Fatal Influence attacking Mommy, Rhea?
I personally don't think that JC needed the other two, but they got that Dominic Mysterio treatment. And I'm going to say this.
I've heard somebody get booed that loud since Dominic
And she was able to still speak through it.
did not have a
Because Dom usually doesn't even try.
But you can see it was rattling her a little bit because, like, I want to get my promo out. You guys are not letting me. You're like, dominant super mullet Mysterio is like used to it now. It was
Super mullet.
Oh, he's got the best mullet. I mean, it's beautiful.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's a beautiful mullet. It really is.
I think that Fallon and JC are ready. Laney Reed.
Right
The best
time,
thing we can do-
place, right time for Laney. Jasmine Niggs, they plugged her in. Yeah, once they plugged her in.
They were showing her before NXT turned on.
Yeah, she was doing the pre-match before NXT. The opening, like the dark match. The dark match. Now that with Paige returning and all the call-ups, that leads me to sad times. What did you guys think of the 22 releases?
Do something.
And at the same time,
Let me.
hallelujah.
Who was the one so what did you think of which one? Well, let's start with you, Eli. Who was your most shocking and who was the one that you wish would stay?
For both, Kairi Sane.
Kairi, what about you?
For me, I was kind of disappointed to see like the Motor Machine Guns go, because like I felt like then going against all the other tag team, like it was just like really entertaining. And I was disappointed, like, why in the world would you let Kairi go? Like, I felt like she was this close to turning on Asuka and fighting with Io against Asuka, maybe even with Julia. I see like that as like 2 versus 2, and then all of a sudden just like, yeah, you're done. You're done. I'm done with you. Like, and then she's like, what? It doesn't make any sense.
Kairi was shocking. Storytelling from last year, December, and then they're just gonna release her like.
I'm sorry though.
We
Use some like.
see the victory out of it.
And then she feel like,
I think you had a built-in storyline with Julia. She dropped the belt to Tiffy. We got Tiffy time. Now Julia's basically free. You could have had her partner with Io. They had history in Japan together. They were a tag team together. And against the Kabuki Warriors, you have a built-in storyline that is money.
To that whole thing.
You could have Shinsuke, as their manager.
Yeah,
and
that would have
plug him in.
that would have been.
So
For me, the most shocking was the Wyatt Sicks. I think the way that they brought them in with the QR codes,
Oh my God.
the clues,
Very adventurous. And all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I'll go.
Then they killed this storyline with that match.
That what I mean. They keep giving them momentum. They've been in matches non-stop since the beginning of the year. Same thing with Kairi, and then they just released them. They did the same thing with Kairi and Cross.
And they didn't really, and the same thing with Zelina and Aleister. Although I thought the entrance got a little weird. Aleister is great in the ring. I think his promos were getting even better. He's already a good promo, but the promos were good.
I mean, I understand.
I understand putting him together. He wasn't doing much, so put her with him. I think there was still development there. I think they gave him the Karrion Kross treatment because Karrion Kross is money. I thought he was really getting over.
It was good.
And then you released him.
It's the same thing. I feel like they do good, and we're seeing them, and they're like shoving them down our throat, and then they just get rid of them.
The Andrew Chase one from NXT too was surprising because he's really good in the ring. He's a good promo. Andre Chase, and they just brought back Chase U. And I feel like they're just releasing people without giving you the close to their story.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like Motor City Machine Guns, but they were kind of doing something with Johnny Gargano, and then you kind of take that one. You don't really close their story. You brought back the Street Profits, which we're excited for. Congratulations to Bianca. But you're infusing these storylines without closing out old ones. And, I think that's what was most shocking and disappointing for everybody.
Well, that's what's happening when you add, TKO, where they don't really think about the fans. They're just thinking about the financial plans.
That's true. That's true.
And it
And,
becomes
like-
corporate instead of entertainment. And when I started getting into wrestling, it was not like this.
Mm.
And I mean, I don't have, watching wrestling. This is you know.
Everyone's looking at me.
But
Like, you want to know? I'm sorry for interrupting, but do you want to know what upsets me the most about the way TKO is doing things? Is that they keep injecting a bunch of randos or like celebrities into Cody Rhodes' main events, and he's like the reason why he's how I became a fan. So like, it's like you keep injecting these morons in here and ruining his storylines, and it's like, bro, this is like why his story is getting stale.
okay, Eli, what do you think about Cody Rhodes promo this week? Like, how do you feel about? Because I mean, he's straightforward. So how do you feel?
Thank you for calling it out, bro.
I hope the mic's
Like,
okay.
I'm gonna be like completely honest with you. I feel like someone needed to call out the TKO crap, and like, who better than the Golden Boy?
But what did you think of his segment with CM Punk and saying, hey, Punk, anytime, call your shot, What
I
did you
thought
think
that
of-
was emotional. CM Punk like paying tribute to like the backstage like people and stuff.
Yeah,
like
to
that.
his
And his dog.
selfies, I think, or selfies. I remember seeing him on a lot of documentaries, him working, being in charge of a lot of the production stuff. So they have lost a lot of the backstage people.
I don't think we give those backstage people enough credit.
I don't think so either. I think there's a lot of people that are working hard, backstage. They don't get enough credit. Last releases that really surprised me and really made me sad were Zoe Stark, who had just finished recovering from that knee injury, got cleared, and just got released, and Santos. Because Santos was, I think he's, out of all of the luchadors, he was really good.
We just haven't seen him in a minute.
Yeah. Well, he was in AAA, so I also think, like, why release him when he can be such a useful part of
Agree.
AAA?
Yeah.
Because he's not on the main roster. He's not taking up real estate on Raw and SmackDown. Why not just keep him in AAA?
True.
They just released him altogether.
Alba Fire, too, because Alba Fire, I thought, was really good as the Secret Service. With, I know Piper's out injured, but with Chelsea, I think Chelsea was money with her, So
She doesn't have anybody to push her around in that wheelchair anymore.
And she was a really good wrestler too, Alba. I think, they just didn't really, they're not utilizing as much the roster as they could. And I feel like they're not developing the stories as much as they could. And they're putting a lot of pressure on Triple H. I think Triple H is taking all the blame, but I think he's got also outside pressure that's out of his control.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of this is suffering. It's like, it's more TKO's focused more on how much money we can make as opposed to the families. Say what you want about Vince McMahon and everything else, but Vince McMahon never priced out families. Vince McMahon's storylines, although they can be weird and change on the drop of a hat, he still took time to develop talent. There was still ability for us to enjoy the show. Going back to Cody. Cody has had 2 back-to-back bad WrestleManias because of TKO injecting himself. WrestleMania 40 to me is still like the standard of this modern era of a great story that they flipped, they listened to the fans, and Cody finished his story.
If you think about it, he's had 2 bad WrestleManias because of TKO injecting a celebrity in it.
That all dropped
This
out.
WrestleMania last
Who dropped
WrestleMania
out?
was Travis Scott.
Who dropped out
Exactly.
right after. So it's just like, now, well, let's
They keep The Rock, but The Rock also like MIA us.
Exactly.
Well, let's go into predictions for Backlash. What do you think is going to happen in Backlash? What do you think happens with Roman and Jacob?
Roman and Jacob. After this, can we talk about Miz and Danhausen? Roman and Jacob, obviously it's Roman, but I think that they're gonna like pay the respect to each other, and we're gonna get like a new like start for the bloodline.
You think it's a Bloodline 2.0 or a 3.0? Because I would think 2.0 was more.
There's more solos group.
I agree with that.
I feel like that we might get like a 3.0, and at some point Solo's got to come back and like join the party, and then we'll have all 3 of the Uso brothers like.
Maybe or they can just have Bloodline as Bloodline.
Maybe, but I think
they tried that with the NFTs, and it just kind of fell flat to me because there was no real payoff. I felt like because Roman's schedule was kind of part-time, he wasn't there. He's not part-time no more, so maybe they can flesh it out. You know, I'd like to see Jacob join the Usos with Roman and kind of be an unstoppable group. You know, I think that would really be amazing. Do you think Jade gets her a rematch against Rhea?
I hope not.
We're gonna be eating. They're gonna have a lot of fun, and they're gonna be like Roman's gonna be more like yeet. You know what I mean?
Hold on.
We just went right back to it.
Okay, Daddy introduced
That's my
Jade.
fault.
I
That's
elaborated on it, and then you went back.
That's my fault. I just
we're-
like talking about this. stuff.
What do you think? Do you think she gets her rematch? Do you think she should get her rematch?
We don't need it. We don't
She
need it.
shouldn't.
But
Again, what I've always thought was Jade is money if you put her with Charlotte, because Charlotte is an established main eventer, established champ, can pull out the best. Like, look at what she did with Tiffany. You remember that match with Tiffany? The brutal back and forth, the
Lost
promo,
tooth.
and she lost a tooth, and she lost. Like, she was willing to put her over despite all of that. I think the money with Jade is there. I think that's where you see. What do you think about Trick and Sammy for the U.S. title at Backlash?
it might happen.
I see it happening. You know, after Sammy.
Do you
took
think
off.
Sammy gets the belt back, or do you think they keep it on Trick and they close the story?
Getting that belt back.
We gotta keep it on Trick.
Probably get involved.
We should probably like keep it on Trick.
That's an interesting dynamic.
Oh,
I didn't think
yeah.
about.
Mellow no
Because-
pyro.
The Mellow Pyro.
Mellow no pyro.
Milo scared of pyro.
Mellow scared for Pyro. I like
I
that every
think-
time he comes out. He I'm waiting for that. Boom. And every just
Oh,
like
you do some fake.
either he don't link it or they just like it ain't in the budget. It ain't in the budget for you, bro.
You get no pyro.
Do you think Cody Rhodes gets cleared to wrestle at Backlash?
Yes.
And who do you think his opponent is? Do you think Randy comes back for a rematch, or do you think Punk calls his shot?
I think it's
Punk.
CM Punk.
I think you need Punk.
Yeah,
I think that's a better match for a
I was
SummerSlam.
gonna build to that.
I'm going to be
It's gonna be
honest
building
with
to
you. I think that something that might happen is that Randy gets involved in the match at Backlash, and it becomes a whole rivalry between the three of them.
Speaking
We
of
get this whole
Randy-
thing back on track.
Randy's still coming home.
Speaking of Randy, where in the like he wasn't there on Raw, wasn't there on SmackDown.
Randy's
Like
still walking to the ring.
Still walking in the ring.
He's still walking to the ring.
he's still walking home. I think he went. You know what? I'm gonna walk home, and 1 week later,
The voices of his head made a couple of U-turns. He's still on his way to the ring, though.
When he's halfway like across the ramp, I'm in the shower doing the lift.
I took out the garbage, went to the supermarket. We put groceries away. We cooked dinner, and Randy's still halfway down the ramp. Just...
blink. Picture.
All right. And that could be and Jelly Roll. They're not coming back.
Are you happy about
How
that?
about you?
Jelly roll.
I'm happy. I don't see. I don't.
See Rip Pants.
I'm happy. I don't have to see his red pants anymore.
Nice.
Okay, he showed up 3 different times. Okay, one time he literally changed into a referee shirt, and he still had this thing. I wonder if he wants on.
Or if he has just like if he's like Steve Johnson, the whole time, and then like pairs of black pants with that just
Be showing like the way he's talking. I'm gonna go check to see if he still has the same pants.
I'm just.
I think he does have a whole closet full of black pants in the right leg.
By the way, Cody Rhodes like full on like destroyed his like entire like studio. By the way,
Good.
yeah, thank you, Cody. And also another thing, go home, Pat. We got him to go home. And thank you, Randy, for that.
So final takes. What do you think is? What can we expect this week leading into Backlash? Because Backlash is like right around the corner. 2 weeks.
Another encounter with Fatu and Roman.
Do you think Roman gives him his match?
I think so.
110% for me, but it's Roman's opinion, Roman's call.
Do you think now that we're also going to have Javon and Ethan go at it for a little bit?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Bring back that rivalry from NXT.
Yeah. I think it would be like
Only
fun to,
the
like,
OGs will know.
take
though.
that and like take something from NXT and like put it in the main roster or something like that in terms of rivalry. Like for example, like Trick Trick Williams and Mello, I think that would be like a SummerSlam.
Well, that's
I think we'd let's just see Mello and Trick get back together again.
yeah. Well, that's the reason why people were booing Sammy, because Sammy got the belt from Mello. People wanted to see a Mello and Trick story.
That's right.
But the thing is that
That was weird. They
oh no, he wasn't married yet.
I felt like it felt forced because Trick was always going to get the belt. But I think it would have been a more exciting match to see Mello and Trick bring that rivalry, friendship,
It made sense.
dynamic back. Yeah. Maybe you have, Trick now go against Carmelo towards SummerSlam for the U.S. title. And you bring back that rivalry. Because I think they're both, I don't think Mello has had enough time to shine on the mic as much as he could. Like, I feel like they put him into storylines. He's been having good matches. I swear if they did another match between him and, it was like 7 matches in a row between him and Andrade. I'm like, y'all do one more.
Wait, what happened to
on
Andrade?
my own TV and to the left, to the late. Wow. But I think that's a money match. What do you think? Final takes.
Definitely Mello and Trick. But I mean, I think for Backlash, it's definitely gonna be Roman and Jacob. Definitely gonna be Rhea, and I don't know. I guess them new girls.
Fatal Influence.
Yeah, from NXT.
You called her Jessie.
Oh,
Like
by
five
the way,
different
they got
times
the
there.
Dominic Mysterio treatment. They were booed out of the building.
Yes, and then definitely
really-
Cody. Cody is still up in the air because they can do the CM Punk. CM Punk is better for SummerSlam. It gives them time to recover. But I think he's gonna end up having a match regardless because he's just a workhorse.
I agree.
Workhorse.
Cody needs to turn heel.
Workhorse. That's what you said.
She is called the corrector in this house for a reason because she doesn't let nothing bypass her.
Why dearly apologize.
Who else?
My apologies.
What?
It's CM Punk with Cody,
Mm-hmm.
Roman with Jacob. There was another story. Oh, we didn't even get to talk about Braun Breaker's injury.
Oh, yeah, that chair shot to the back.
Like
Split him open.
blood everywhere.
Thursday is when it open.
Like Paul Heyman was just wiping his head, and I don't think they had enough towels. But hopefully he comes back.
Well, I can already see, and maybe, I don't know if they do it at Backlash, because the habit is more like 4 or 5 matches to a card, and we're already going to see Sami and Trish. We're going to see maybe Cody defend, but we're definitely going to see Roman and Jacob. We got to do the Trish and Sami match. So
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not really sure, who else you plug in there. Maybe you do a tag match with Brie and Paige, and you put. But I'm kind of getting tired of seeing the same people, in the tag scene. So I don't know. I'm excited to see where things are going. I do, I'm a little reluctant on NXT though, because NXT seems a little empty from when we
I
were
don't know about that
going there
either.
over the weekend.
I like
The rock and roll girl.
Rock and roll girl.
I just kept scrolling on my phone.
I went. Hold on. I saw it. I went.
I think a sleeper match we need to see is the Io and Asuka match, but I think it needs a little bit more build. I think you need a little bit more time to bake that one. But leave that one down.
And then Kairi back. So it makes it
Number
more
one,
sense.
Kyrie.
Tiffany got the belt back. Thank you.
Yeah, Tiffy time.
Thank
Julia
you
was
so
just
much.
like,
Oh my God, she barely defended the thing, and she had like a female Paul Heyman walking around with her. Like,
I think we're gonna see now Julia turn on Kiana.
Kiana's a good wrestler.
Kiana's a good wrestler and she's a good promo.
She's
So I'm really surprised. I hope things
Then she needs to go with Io. They need to team up. Something. Julia just cannot stay in SmackDown anymore. They need to put her in Raw.
maybe put her on Raw. Yeah. Inject her into the Io and Asuka thing. But again, without Kairi, it just kind of feels flat. Like if you would have brought her to Raw, then you have a built-in tag match because you got two and you got the
They need to bring Kairi back. I'm going to say hashtag bring Kairi back.
We want.
we need to go like R-Truth mode on like TKO and start the Kairi Sane movement. Like this is like we have to. Like, you know what I mean?
That's it. Well,
Wait. There's one more topic. The Miz and Danhausen.
The Miz and Danhausen.
He's been dragging it. He's been fired, guys.
That
Should be a backlash, but they already did the match on.
They can keep going with that one. That's funny.
I think they keep
I
doing
think
the
it's-
segments, but I think they should have kept doing the segments and build to a match instead of doing like that one-off on SmackDown. Unless they're gonna keep doing the back and forth where he keeps cursing them.
Well,
They
yeah,
keep- Kit Wilson, yeah, but with Kit and Miz, like, who do you put? Like for me, I understand our truth is with Damian and doing their thing, but I would love to see Damian and Danhausen.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Wait,
he'd be
don't
rolling.
you have like an interaction at one point, Danhausen and True? That would like
It was
stop
rolling.
laughing.
Our Truth and Danhausen and like Damien all together. That would be like, oh my goodness.
I want to see Damian go back to being like Mr.
I want him to be me.
Yeah, Mr. Webber. Like he's a
Yeah.
good heel.
He's a babyface right now, but he needs to go. He needs to just.
He's having a good time.
He's having fun.
I think that how it might go is that they might like get both of them back on track if like Damien turns on our Truth. I think that if that were to
I don't know what they
happen,
want.
they would.
Final word.
He's
Um,
funny.
like-
He was just in the middle of talking. Final word.
So I'm like even like without the Miz, Danhausen is funny as heck. Just going around backstage going, "You are cursed," and just the goofiest thing will happen to them. And not for nothing though, but Miz is so underrated. He deserves so much
As a
better
as a mainstay, he's great.
He's
I think
Exactly.
I don't think he's underrated because he's had the title. He's been a multi-time champ. So
He's unappreciated.
maybe unappreciated.
Underappreciated.
Final word.
I'm very excited to see how they build the NXT superstars because when we were there and we would go to NXT and just see them. By the way, we got a close-up on there.
We got to see
That was
both
a
of them.
thing. Anyways, that's not the important part. The important part is that I just hope they don't just like, they're on the main roster, they got their debut, and they're just like, what do we do with them now? And it's like, I don't know, release them. Agree. Because like they removed so many good superstars that were like just so ready to have that storyline.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to do anything with the new superstars
Put
and
them
you
back
just
in
release
NXT.
them, you're
But
just losing superstars.
But you know what's funny is when we were watching them, what will we always say? They're so good. Why are they not on the main roster? Now they're on the main roster. We're like, man, they should still be in NXT.
Hopefully that doesn't happen with the new
Hopefully not.
ones that they're saying.
What about you? Final word.
My final word my final world is that I was right. I was right.
She was right.
I was right. Roman won. Bloodline. Nobody believed me. He walked into Raw. His cousins were there. They walked in together. And with eyes closed, Jay raised his hands. And then everybody acknowledged him. And I acknowledged him. And you know what? I'm excited.
I'm
I'm
excited too.
excited. I'm
I'm
excited.
excited to see like Roman, Jay, and like Jimmy having just like a good time. Maybe like eating, just going around and just beating.
And I like that Roman said, "You guys are not going to serve me. You guys are going to fight alongside me." So I think we're going to.
I like that.
I think that's what we're gonna see, a different type of storyline. And I think that what's gonna happen is that him and Jacob Fatu are gonna go. They're gonna do their thing, and then Jacob is gonna have to acknowledge him. And then from there on, we're gonna see a different type of build. I'm excited. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see Seth get back at the Vision.
Yeah.
That needs to be, done. Like Seth needs to go right back. He got to get back on top because Seth
Exactly.
is badass. And he is. Seth is badass. Becky, oh, come on, man. You're the man.
Yeah,
You're the man. You make me laugh. Oh, you are such a good wrestler.
She was in her street spot.
Yeah, she's badass.
Great promos, great
She
matches,
definitely likes
great
being a heel
character.
man.
all-
Great
Great
love
movie.
it. So whoever's coming from NXT, throw her at her. That's how you do it. Whoever's gonna be in NXT and gonna be a Raw, throw her at Becky. That's gonna be money right there.
Every sports like channel or something like that should say Becky, the greatest female wrestler of all time.
Wait, don't we send Joan to every concert tomorrow?
Yes.
What streamers? Well, that's it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Wrestling with our family. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, bring somebody who loves WWE, and we'll see you next week with another episode of Wrestling with Our Family, where we're talking about what's good, what's bad, what we like, Real family.
was absolutely corny.
Real family. Real chaos. We'll see you next week.
And if you guessed Cody on our dog's name, you are correct.
Yeet.
Even though he gave it up. He
And one-
literally gave it away.
And one last thing. LA Knight deserves the main event of WrestleMania.
Agree.